Today, today we have got a very important session on noting and drafting. I don't want to waste time because there are so many things today to discuss. I welcome all the participants in this forum, and let me start with the that information processing unit, the office that we have discussed yesterday. There I have told you that there are different functions in the whole gamut of office scenario. And
सर सर आपका
yes,
कैमरा थोड़ा डाउन कीजिए सो दैट आपका फेस विजिबल क्लियरली होगा।
okay,
नहीं तो
now
ऊपर जा रहे आपका ऐसी। हाँ बस बस अभी ठीक है सर, अभी ठीक है।
अभी ठीक है, अभी वॉइस भी ठीक है।
हाँ वॉइस ठीक है, कैमरा भी, और थोड़ा जैसे आप ऊपर पोर्शन ज्यादा दिखाई दे रहा है। हाँ अभी ठीक है, अभी ठीक है सर।
अभी ठीक है ना?
हाँ सर अभी ठीक है।
ठीक है ओके, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक
ओके
यू सो मच। नाउ I don't want to show my introductory, this my introduction, because it is already done. So just skip this slide, go to the next slide. Skip this slide because
यस सर,
uh,
नेक्स्ट 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 नेक्स्ट।
participants know me now. Now, as I am saying that this information processing pathway, there is a function. Go to the next. Please click next. Again next. This much. Bus. ठीक है, okay. So here you find that there is a very important function in office is called the processing of the paper, processing of the information. And there comes the noting and drafting. Is the importance of noting and drafting is there in processing. And noting is the processing part of the paper. So I will start with the noting part first, and then I will also talk about drafting of communications, different communication types of communication. Okay, now as as you were aware that now we are going to talk about processing and the noting part, let us now see that what is the more important in that processing part. What are the basic things that we need to know in the processing? Please go to the next slide. Next one. Next slide. Yes. So the information processing starts after the arrival storage. The processing part starts, and in the processing we have already discussed that there is a doc that you receive and that you you know submit for decision making, and which is diarized also at the first instance, and then you put up, and then you give a noting for decision making. So here, next slide. So here you need to know few terms. These are very important. Please hold on. First is you need to know the term file. What is a file? And what is the difference between the papers kept in a folder and a file? This you need to know very well. Because in a file, we always think that some papers combined in a folder is file. No, it is not a file in terms of office. In terms of manual of office procedure, this is not a file. File means it will contain a number, and this number will come from your file register. So the file contains some records, yes, some papers with a folder carrying a number, and this is opened as per the codification that is available in our file register, and then you take the number and you place your paper in the right hand side, and in the left hand side you put up the note sheets where you will write down your comments on that paper. So the file is clear. Now, file means it is not only the papers kept in a folder. Please remember that. So it should contain a file number that we will derive from the file register, and the papers received and issues are kept in the right hand side, and in the left hand side there will be note sheets where the comments of the dealing hands and the officers are written in the left hand side. Left hand side in the, you know, a greenish yellow papers. The note sheets are normally written in greenish yellow papers, A3 size papers, and the correspondence right side is basically the correspondence. That means the receipts, the paper you receive, and the paper you issue, the office copy of that is in the right hand side. So that is the correspondence part. Right hand side is your correspondence part, left hand side is your noting part, and there is a folder which is having that we call as a file cover, and we place all the papers with a tag in the right hand side and in the left hand side separately. So the file concept just I wanted to give you. If you have got a different, thinking, you should be in the same page. So file means, I mean this: some folder having a number, having a subject matter, and then in the right hand side some papers, receipts and issues, and in the left hand side there are note sheets. And in a file, then there is the term case. What is that case? A file can contain different cases. So a PUC is one case. One PUC is one case. So there could be, if the PUC, the action on that particular paper under consideration is over, that case is complete. So there could be n number of cases in a file. This you must be clear. So it should not be like that only a case, every case will have every file. It is not like that. Subject wise, you have to open your files, and in a file there could be n number of cases. And what is current file? That also you should understand well. Current file is the file where you are putting up your paper under consideration. Means the paper that you have received, that you are going to put up to your appropriate authority for obtaining a decision. So that is called current file. The file that is tagged in your almirah is not a current file. The current file means that where you are working on, or you have sent it to your
That, sir, volume problem.
Kindly hold on. I have very important call. I am just
Sir,
calling.
sir, there is volume issue. Your volume problem. Sound problem. Hello, sir, sound problem.
Uh, can I resume?
Yeah.
Hello.
Sir, yes.
Please. So what I was saying, yeah, my voice is not audible till
Now
today
it's
also.
okay. Now it is okay. But 1 minute before, completely no voice.
Oh, okay. Then I let me
just before
matlab,
1 minute.
please do one thing. Forget about my video. Okay. Let us first listen me first.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
no, no issue,
Let
no
the
issue, sir.
participants listen me first. Then
Yeah,
I will interact. When that time the video will come.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I just want to talk the important things. So this file case and current file is clear to you right now. Okay. Now coming to the next, please give a click. Huh. One by one, one by one. So the term PUC and FR. These are very important points. So are you all clear about this PUC and FR? What is PUC and what is FR? PUC is paper under consideration. That means the paper that you have received and you are going to put up for decision on the file. So that is called paper under consideration, PUC. And the FR means the fresh receipt. Fresh receipt is, you know, you have put up your case, put up the paper, put up the PUC for decision, and meantime, you have got another paper on that particular subject which have got bearing on the PUC matter. So that is your effort. So the moment the file is coming back to you, you can again put up that file with this effort, with this fresh receipt, for the perusal of the seniors and consideration of the seniors, so that the decision is complete. Decision is not by seeing only on the PUC, but the decision has to be done based on the PUC and the effort or efforts received. Okay. Now coming to another point is called note and minute. Note and minute. So note, you know the comments that we are writing, all the officials up to the cabinet secretariat, anything we are writing on the files, any LDC, UDC, assistant, section officer, under secretary, deputy secretary, director, joint secretary, then and additional secretary, special secretary, additional secretary, then cabinet secretary. Up to this, whatever we write on the files, all the government officials, these are called notes. And then sometimes these files goes to ministers, the people's representatives. So the minister, prime minister, or even to the president, these the comments of them, those people's representative, are called minute. So it is not the only, we always think that minutes means minutes of the meeting. No, not the minutes of the meeting. Meetings proceedings are, yes, of course, minutes of the meeting. But when in the some comments are given by people's representative, including the state minister, deputy minister, minister, or prime minister, or the president of India, vice president of India, wherever applicable. So those comments are called minute. So notes are given by the government officials, and minutes are the comments of the people's representative. So next, coming to next. So the notes portion and correspondence portion, I have already told. Notes portion is the right hand side where we keep the paper that that we are putting up for consideration, for decision making, and the correspondence is where no, notes is the left hand side in the yellow green page where we are writing our comments for decision. And correspondence portion are the paper that we have received, and any office copy of the letter that we have issued earlier or now. So those are correspondence which we have received and which we have issued. These are in the correspondence part, right hand side. And appendix to notes and appendix to correspondence, say there are many some uh, big 400-page document has come with a small letter, and that letter is coming in the file, but that book, that that compendium may be the appendix to the correspondence. So we can keep it below the correspondence side, so that it as a appendix to correspondence. Similarly, if there is a big standing note on a particular subject, that you can keep it in the below at the uh, uh, below the note sheets. Okay. Next point. Next. So next is two concepts you should be very clear. These often comes in your examination as well. So this is called, one concept is called filing, another is docketing. When we say filing, filing means keeping the paper in a file, in a correspondence side, and giving a page number on it. So that is the filing. But docketing is again stating what you have filed in the note sheet portion, at which page number, which letter, bearing which number, and you have received from whom, on which subject, and it is placed under what page number of the correspondence side, with a serial number given on it. So all this comes under docketing, and docketing is a very important part of processing a paper. And docketing is a very important. Why I am saying, if you don't docket a paper, if you keep a paper on the file only giving a serial number or page number, if some at some point of time some miscreants has taken away this paper from the file, you cannot make a you don't have a clue that this paper was received and this paper was kept it here. So that is why in the left hand side, in the note sheet side, you have to docket the paper that you are going to file. This is very important. And in each noting, there should be a docketing part first. So with the docketing, we start a noting. And then next, please. So I will again tell you about, ask you introduce two terms. One is routine note, another is sectional note. The routine note is, as per normal procedure, what note we produce in a note sheet, that a paper has been received from such and such on such and such subject, and it contains this, and it requires they are asking for this information, so whether we can send this information to them or not. This is a normal type of routine note. We give it in the note sheet of a file. Sectional note is something else, that your section is having some comment on a paper that you are sending to some other section or some other officer. So that is called sectional note. And the routine note is a routine note written by any dealing hand, any dealing officer to his, and put up to his seniors. Next. So these terms are very important. And now coming to the processing steps. So the first is, you are putting up the paper on the file, that is called filing. Then you docket, you mention it in the left hand side about the details of that. Then you give your comments, that is called noting. And noting may, you are referring so many things in the past, what happened and all these things, these are to be referred. So that is called referencing. This referencing must be done through pencils. So the page number is to be referred. Anything you are, please remember one important thing, that giving n number of flags in a file is not a good processing of processing of office processing. So here what we do in the noting, you should only put up the page number what you are referring, and the page number are to be referred in the note sheet through pencil. So you write it in the margin, what is the page number that you are talking about. So this referencing, after this referencing, the file, after your comments, you are submitting. So submission ho gaya, submitting to your senior for decision. Next is the decision comes. So decision comes from the appropriate authority. After the decision, what you will do? Next. So after the decision has come, that you send a letter to the ministry or something like that, or to your headquarters, something like that. So you need to write the communication through a drafting. And because you here only you need to know what type of communication you have to write. If you are writing to ministry some type of communication, if you are writing to somebody in your employee side, you have to adopt some other type of communication. So that also we will discuss in greater detail. So after I think within half an hour I will complete the noting part, then we will discuss about no drafting part. Okay, next. You see, now I am giving you a PUC in a file. Okay, give the clicks, some more clicks. So this is your PUC. You have kept it in your right hand side of the file. So here there is a number of the letter. Any communication will have a number, and you will get the office name where from it has come, and there will be an addressee name, and there could be something on a particular subject. There will be some material, something they were asking, and some signature with his designation and all. So this is the normal type of PUC that you get, we all get. Now give some more clicks. See, the paper is perforated by 1 inch, as I was saying, and kept it in the right hand side with a tag. Then in the left hand corner, left side, you are putting up this A3 size greenish yellow paper, which is with a margin, which is called a note sheet. And in the note sheet, how we will write? First of all, the red color में जो चीज लिखाई दे रहा है, that is the docketing. Which serial number, at which page number, what is the letter, and all these things are explained there. Then you write, some comments are given by your seniors in the PUC itself. You can see it here. Then that you have to reproduce here. This is the normal office procedure says, but we always forget it to do it. What is the benefit of writing it is that it reminds your seniors that he has given a decision on the PUC itself to put up something. So here you can find it, that there it is written that please link up.
Sir, your voice, no voice, sir.
Yes, I'm not I'm not talking.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute. So now this paper is having some comments of your seniors. That is written, link up the minutes of the previous meetings. So that I have to write it in the note sheet after docketing part is over. So the docketing, after this 1 by 1 inch perforation, I kept the note sheet in the left hand side, and then I have given a page number of the note sheet part, and where I will also write the file number of the this uh, file in the note sheet. Then the serial number 17R, that is called docketing. So it is the 17th receipt in the file. R for receipt. So 17 receipt of the file is again red colored, and it is written in the left side. And the page number of the paper, page number is 22C. In the correspondence side, what is the page number that is written, and then you write the comments of your senior. And here we have just reproduced it, who has written, which date he has written, and what he has written. So here it is link up the minutes of the previous meeting and consult DOPT. So if it is written like that, then my task has become easier. Now I will only say, what is this letter? This relates to something, a creation of a scientific officer post, and already my seniors have given a decision. So I will write here, the minutes of the previous meeting are linked up. Means the file this minutes is already available at page number such and such. So I will write that, and then in the minutes I find that there was a decision to take up this matter with the ministry. So I will make a draft, and when I am writing a draft to the ministry, it should come in the ID note, interdepartmental note. Interdepartmental note. Please give some more clicks. Please give some more clicks. Enters. Please enter. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Sir, wait, we are coming. Wait, we are coming. Some technical share. Yes, sir. Then click करो. और एक बार शेयर करते रहो. Sir, 1 minute. We are coming. Some technical issue.
Please. No problem.
Okay. चलो next year. Next. और beginning में next.
इसका पहले वाला, इसके पहले.
Because.
Go back.
Yeah, now it is
Yes.
like this.
Yes. Here only.
Yeah.
So if we want to, we were asked to link up the previous meeting. So I have given you can give an asterisk or something, and then you cross refer in the which page number it is kept. In the margin that we are writing, page 10 to 12C is the minutes placed. So even I write this much, these two lines, two sentences, my noting is complete, because my boss wanted to do it in this way, I have done it in this way. So like that, I will detail you something more on this. So let us go to the definition of noting next. Please go next. So what is a note then? So note is basically a tool for taking decisions. And or you can say it that a note is defined as the remarks recorded on a case to facilitate its disposal. So what to do? So I will write something on it, what to do on it. So that is the, so something sub comments on a case to facilitate its disposal. Now coming next, why noting? Why we give noting? Why we should give noting? It is to facilitate and ensure comprehensive examination. So sometimes without examination we take a decision that we should not do. We should give a noting. We should examine it thoroughly. So provide written record of decision and justification. So when we are writing, we give a written record, we keep a written record, and justification also we have to write why we have done this, why we have not done this. So this is very important aspect. Next is it gives the precedence of future cases. तो फ्यूचर में हम कुछ करने वाले हैं तो उसके लिए कैसे किया जाएगा, तो ये थोड़ा सा हिंट मिल जाएगा इफ आई पुट अप नोटिंग. एंड देन next is ensure consistency of approach. Consistency of approach. So in similar case we have done this way, so this time also we will do it in this way. So the consistency of approach will be there. Otherwise, if I don't have a record, written record, then one Mr. X can decide this way, Mr. Y can decide that way. So just to have a consistency in approach, consistency of decision, we have to have noting. And then again, it provides historical and evidential material. It next it provides historical and evidential material. Okay. Now, while doing the noting, what we should remember? First, we should write it in the note sheet. How is the note sheet? There will be a margin, there will be a greenish yellow paper that we call it demi paper with a margin that is normally used as a note sheet. But nowadays, due to unavailability of such papers, we also use A4 size white papers also in the left hand side. So, and in the note sheet where we are writing the note, there should be a, I should write it in a file, not here and there in a simple piece of paper. It should be in a file, and in the left hand side in the noting portion, which will contain a file number. That is very important, and which will contain the page number. If I am talking about page number 5 of such and such file number, then I should mention it in my note sheet. Very important. So that everybody in the future can relate to it. Then the name of the department or section, the subject, if you mention, that is best part of it. Next is the docketing, where you have placed this paper, what is the serial number of this paper as receipt, as issue, or all those things are to be written, and what is the letter number, where from it has come. The first paragraph should contain all this. And the basic principle of writing remarks is you have to be concise and to the point. Don't write stories. Don't, this note sheet is not your diary, your personal diary, where you express your emotions. So here only you have to give the facts and figures, and in a simple English, not in a very very, Shakespearean English. No, it is not required. You have to only make people understand what you want to say, and that is in a concise matter, concisely and to the point. Next, next is no paraphrasing. Big words, big paraphrasing is not required. Nothing, no big English is not required. Then there should be a concluding paragraph. That means a concluding paragraph will only tell, you will tell there that what is to be done here. In this paper, what is your your comment, what you want to do with this. So what decision you want, all these things should come in the concluding paragraph. Next, after writing this, you will sign and you will mark it to your seniors. Now, if you being UDC, you are non-gazetted, so that is why there is no gazetted, non-gazetted, but nowadays. But again, in Group C, as you are Group C, you can sign in the left hand side, not in the right hand side. Right hand side is the people who are Group A and Group B. So then you mark it to the officer concerned to whom you want to send the file for decision. Next. So if, and there is, I just want to mention here that there is a concept called courtesy sheet. If you write, if your writing ends at the end of the page, so you should give another page there. You should add another page that is called courtesy sheet, to so that your seniors can write down there. And in that page, at the start, you write from the next page. This also you should write. So all these things, with all this is some must points about the noting. Next, next. So in the contents of note, you see there will be a statement of case. What is this all about? So statement should be there, and then relevant facts and figures. Some subject, if it is on some subject, you have to say, so yes, this happens and this is the fact, or there is a missing fact or not, something is missing or not, that also you have to mention. Next. So some the laws and rules on the subject also you have to mention in the noting. Then your views and advice of other departments. Say sometimes some paper having some, you require a financial concurrence, so you have sent it to the finance and finance has observed something. If you have sent it to the legal cell, what legal cell has observed, all these things should come in the note sheet. Then there could be possible courses of action. Then you come up, so we can do it either A or B. So some possible courses of action you have to mention. And then next, implications of various options. So if you do A, then it will happen so. And if we do B, it will happen so. So all these things should come in your noting so that the decision maker can take the appropriate decision. Next. So then you, with this, all these implications recorded, you can suggest or you may not suggest. Being UDC, it is not expected from you, but at least the senior assistant and section officer should always write some suggestions they should write, what should be the course of action. Next. Next is the, I'll talk about structure of a note. So the structure of a note should start with the background. What is this and why it happened or so. So with the background, where are we will be clear, and then click. So where are we, in that where are we will write the facts and figures, the missing facts and figures also. Then we will try to analyze why it happened so. Then why this situation has come, and then finally the suggestions, course of actions. Next. So suggestions will contain how to overcome the situation. So it will give the fact figures as a background, then we will analyze why it happened, why it should happen, and then the suggestions what to do with it, how to do handle these situations. So this is all about a structure of note, and this structure of note is based on all these, we get the decision, we get decision on the subject. uh, Please click some more things. And yes, in the suggestion, as I said, as an UDC you can give your suggestion, but it is not obligatory on your part, but it is optional on your part, but obligatory is for the senior assistants and section officer and above. So we in this background a decision is arrived at. So decision is not only by a single officer, decision is based on the facts that you are writing on the file. This is very important. And so next please, next. So the now I am coming to the what type of how much I will write on the note sheet. First is the, I will talk about that there is a quantum of noting. Quantum of noting means, how much I will write. So there are four types of cases. One case is ephemeral type. Ephemeral means which is very short lived, like CL application. Do you do noting? No, you don't do noting. It is only kept in a maintained in a register, and we dispose the register after 1 year. So in such a case where noting is not required, you have to find out that this is a very not that much important thing. So that is why it is a short lived document. So that is why we will not write unnecessarily. So we will not give a noting on such cases. Next, please do it fast. Routine and repetitive type. So there some routine cases and repetitive type of cases we used to use standard process sheets. Standard process sheets are prepared in advance, some number, some designation, something like EL application or LTC applications, where we just keep those things blank and the format is same. So that is the called standard process sheet. And but normally what you do where you are expected to write something is the action in correspondence part. Action in correspondence, you have to write it minimum, where I have already said there should be 3 paragraphs. One is the background text, then in the analysis part where you laws, rules, precedents you have to mention, and then finally you come up with the suggestions. So action in correspondence is the main thing that your files actually asking for noting, your noting. And the problem solving type of cases, and these cases are really complicated cases, so you have to give a maximum noting. And next slide. And there is a policy planning also, policy planning which is normally not done in the field level offices, it is done in the ministry or at a very higher office. So there also maximum noting is required. So what we have to do it in action in correspondence and other things, that I am just going to say. Next slide please. So in action in correspondence, we can write it that this is a letter from such and such office, and this is available here, and a draft is required. So only three lines are enough for doing the action in correspondence, which are majority of our cases are like this only. But in case of problem solving, we need to give a detailed noting. Next. Next. So in the problem solving case, we have to write so many things in a greater detail. We have to write. Then next. Please do it fast. What is the problem you have to write? How has it taken place? You have to write. What is the rule, policy, and precedent you have to write? What are the possible solution and what is the best solution and why? What will be the consequence of the proposed solution? These are all you have to write. Then come next. Then in the policy planning cases also, again, you have to give it in a very detail. Sometimes, you are coming up as a big good assistant, good section officer, something of that sort. That time you may have to handle that policy planning cases. At your level, at present level, policy planning cases do not come to you. You may have to initiate, but you don't have to write all these things. But here also, thorough examination, maximum amount of noting, and all these details. Problem. Next slide. Problem. Get the details of the problem. State the problem. How has it arisen? Next slide. What are the critical things? What are some additional information? Rule, policy क्या कहता है? Precedent क्या है? Critical analysis on merits, answering questions. What are the possible alternative solution? Which is the best solution? Views of other divisions. All these things, financial and other implications, and the repercussions. All these things have to be. Next slide. Then modality of implementing this. So this is all about, I will skip this language part because I have to talk about your communication part. So only thing just I want to show you that use of simple words is very important. And showy words and simple words, I will give you some example here. Please show it. So some words I have written in the showy words that you should not use, where the simple words are written in the right hand side that you use. And I will also mention about they do. You see, sometimes showy words are to be avoided, simple words are to be used. Next slide. They do. They do is, which I can, you see, plus only bus. So here we held a meeting for the purpose of. We can write it in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words, but we can replace it by we met for. If we write we met for, it gives the sense what we wanted to tell by we held a meeting for the purpose of. So preferred is we will write we met for. Something like that. Okay. Prompt and speedy. It is only one word is enough. Either you write prompt or speedy. Something like that. So go, just skip 2-3 slides. So the day dude, you could understand well that we should not unnecessarily elongate the sentences. Let us go to the next slide. Just see. So the redundancy and deadwood is very important. And again, if we want to tell certain things in a greater detail, sometimes just to cut the redundancy and deadwood, we may miss some important things. Here is the example. Next slide. Click. So we can do it in this way. Next slide. So short and simple sentence is very important. So she is a person who does an excellent job as a programmer. So we can write it, she is an excellent programmer. So like that, just you see, click, give the click. So like that, click, just few clicks. So she is a person who does an excellent job as a programmer. We can write it, she is an excellent programmer. Something like that, we can do it. So we will use short and simple sentence. This is one principle. Next. Next. Please go to the next. Again, skip this, skip this, skip this. Now, sometimes skip to make short, it does not convey sense. That is also we have to be very careful. Some examples are given here. Next slide. Sometimes we say ambiguous sentence. Please hold on, please hold on. Ambiguous sentence. Yesterday there was a discussion on if teasing in the director's room. So it has got two meanings. One can say that yesterday there was a discussion on the eve teasing that has taken place in this director's room. But some other people can say that yesterday there was a discussion in the director's room on eve teasing. So we can do it in a two. Double meaning is coming. So we should avoid it. We should avoid that double meaning, ambiguous meaning sentences. Okay. Now coming to next. Please go to the next. So we will just skip. Don't use the ambiguous sentences where one can find out two different meanings. Please go next slide. Please go to the next slide. Little fast. And also I will tell you the file or note sheet is not the place where you will express your emotions. You should not be discourteous in your language also. So some examples are here, but again, just to avoid we have taken that plea that we will only do short and simple sentence. We will use. We will only put up facts and figures. We will only analyze why it happened, and we will try to come up with solutions, suggestions. Okay, next. So noting skills commands that you have to check up facts, you have to supply missing facts, you have to refer to rules and regulations, you have to quote precedents, you have to suggest alternatives, then you have to assess implications, then and the papers, when we are putting up note sheet, this is the first will come with the reference books, then notes portion. If you are putting up the file, notes portion will come, then is the running summary, then is the draft, then is the correspondence portion, then is the appendix to notes and correspondence, then standing guard file, standing note, then reference folder. So this is the then some extracts of gadget if you want to do, that also will come next, at the end. So this is all about noting. I'm just coming about now coming to the drafting part. Drafting is basically, first you have to ask whether at all this drafting is required or not. So is a draft necessary? So if there is no decision that something will be conveyed to somebody, we will not give unnecessary draft. We will not waste time on that. So once it is decided that yes, some communication will go, then if it implies that some decision has to go, then you give a draft. Next, come a little fast. Who should be addressed and who should sign? So this is to be decided. Who will write this and whom to we will write this, and what is the relationship between them? Who is senior? Who is junior? What should be the form? What are the form of communication? I will talk about that form of communication also. So then what is the intention of the decision? If we are writing, what we are going to get out of it, that is also very important. And are the details available for writing to somebody on a particular subject? We need to have some data that whether we are having it. Next. Next, you see, I will show you one slide. You see, this is actually for offline courses, but still I just want to show you. I will show you to you show this slide for 50 seconds or 30 seconds. You will not be able to recollect these things as much as if I go and show you this slide. Another slide, please click the other slide. So if I am showing you in a systematic manner, if I am giving you in a very systematic way, then you will be able to recollect it more. So if you do it in your home, you will find out the same result. So here it is very difficult in the online course. It is very difficult. It is very difficult to do this exercise here. So that is why I will skip that exercise. But again, you can even try it in your home. You will find out with your children that they will be able to recollect it more when it is given in a systematic way. So this is the basic of communication. So when you are drafting a letter, you have to be very systematically, very matlab, systematically arranged thoughts are to be given in a paper. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide, please. So, an effective communication, as I am saying, it should be very systematic, and so that some other things you have to know, that you have to identify who will write, who will be the sender, and adopt what form, whether you will write a letter, whether you will write a office memorandum, whether you will write an order, whether you will issue an resolution, whether you will give a circular. What is that form? So that you have to know. Then visualize the response. When you are going to draft a letter, you have to visualize what, after getting this letter, what would be your response. So something like that, you have to visualize the response pattern. Then next next express with clarity, consistency, uniformity. So this is very important. With clear intent, you have to write that letter, and you have to give a consistent approach. In the first paragraph, what you are writing, in the second paragraph, if you are writing the opposite, there will be no consistency. So what you are writing on the first paragraph, you have to make a natural corollary in the second paragraph. Something coming out of the first paragraph should come, and so there should be an uniformity, and you have to avoid redundancy, verbosity, repetition and circumlocution. बड़ा बड़ा इंग्लिश लिखने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. रिडंडेंसी, जो चीज छोटा लिख सकता है वो छोटा लिखिए, जो चीज बड़ा करके लिखने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. बड़ा बड़ा वर्बोस होने का जरूरत नहीं है, बड़ा इंग्लिश लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है, रिपीट करने का जरूरत नहीं है, बार बार घुमा फिरा के बोलने का जरूरत नहीं है. सर, नो circumlocution. Next is the summarize. Summarizing is very important. Please go to the last slide. Please go to the last slide. Go to the last slide. So in the last line, this is very important, the summarize part. So what you have written in your first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, whatever paragraph you have written, you have to summarize with a concluding paragraph, very importantly. And that should not be, so it should not be complex and lengthy. It should be very clear. Okay, next. So now I will talk about some forms of communication. So there are 13 types of communication in office, in central government office. And all these formats are given in the CSMOP. Central Secretariat Manual of Office Procedure, that uh, its soft copy is given to Dr. Dash, your course director, and he will give it to you. So in that, you will get all the formats of all this communication, and where your address will be written, where your file number is to be written, where in each communication, each type of communication, there are different forms. So these forms you will get it in the CSMOP, and this CSMOP will be given to all of you. A soft copy of CSMOP will be given to all of you. And so just to discuss about this, just I remind you, when you have not joined government office, you have got one fine morning, you have got an offer of appointment. That, just remember, that offer of appointment has come in a form of a letter, where your name used to come at the first, then some the content, and there is a signature at the below by somebody, and this is a form of a letter with a salutation. So this is a form of a letter, and the number came at the first, number was not at the down. But nowadays, when you are working in an office, what you are getting, you are not getting a letter, where you are getting an office memorandum or memorandum, where your number is coming even up, but there is no salutation, only no even the address, your name is coming at the foot, not at the above of the text. So the text is coming with the subject matter, there is a written the file number and the office name and something is there, and then your contents are there. So this is, so the letter goes to the outsiders. Here I have clearly written that when we are writing to foreign governments, state governments, the UPSC or other constitutional bodies, heads of attached and subordinate offices, public enterprises, statutory authorities, public bodies, and members of the public. So members of the public, you were member of the public when you were appointed. So that is why that letter, appointment letter, has gone to you. But after your joining, there is an appointment order issued, which was entered in your service book. So that is, so there are different reasons for using different forms. These are all available in the manual of office procedure. The later part is this. Then coming to the next slide. Come to the next slide. So this is about demi-official letter. There is a concept called, there is another form, type of format is there, format of communication is there, which is called DO letter. This is an officer to officer writing. And the basic concept of writing DO letter is to seek personal intervention. What happened? Personal intervention. And that is why they require this. Officers are writing to their counterparts, or even to his seniors or juniors. Seniors up to 2 level, juniors up to 2 level. Okay? So the DO letter cannot be written by a very junior officer to a very senior officer. So when you are writing a DO letter, you have to write to only 2 level up, 2 level below. So that sometimes it requires your personal salutation. Sometimes officers used to write by the nickname or whatever name they know, whatever way they wanted to greet them. That is open to the officer writing the DO letter. So this is about DO letter. Next form of communication. Next form of communication is office memorandum. As I said, as an employer, if you are writing to any employee, this will come as an office memorandum. Be it your appreciation letter, be it your suspension letter, be it your penalty order, penalty charge sheet. All these things will come as an office memorandum. ठीक है. Now next. Please go to the next. So then I said about interdepartmental note, ID note. When we are writing to the ministers, other ministries, or something like that, then you are writing to other departments. It goes in the format of ID note. ID note is the similar form of used as per the sectional note, IS note or something like that. So here only the number will come down. In the office memorandum, in the letter, in the DO letter, everything, the file number was in the top. But here in the ID note, the number will come down. And there will be no salutation, so no superscription. Like that, in the official capacity, it is written, and in the uh, third person, it is written. Okay. So next. So fourth is the ID note. Then fifth is the office order. So office order is having, this is issued for issuing instructions meant for day-to-day internal administrations, grant of regular leave, distribution of work among officers, sections, appointments, and transfers. All these are coming as an office order. So this is what is about office order. Then there is another type is order. Please go to the next slide. Order. Order is, again, this is the financial sanction is conveyed through an order. So sanction of such and such amount is conveyed, hereby conveyed, or hereby accorded towards expenditure on this head or something like that. So this comes as a financial sanction. Many types of sanctions are coming as an order. Okay, next is a notification. The many types of gadget notifications comes, and all many types of notifications. Your recruitment rules are notified. All these things are coming as a notification. So there is a format for it, and notifying the promulgation of statutory rules and orders, appointments and promotions of the gadget officers, DGN. This draft gadget notifications you get for all the gadget officers and all. So then next is the eighth form is eighth form is the resolution. Government resolved something, like the government resolved for constitution of 8th CPC. Like that is a resolve that has come as a resolution, and that has been published as a resolution. Next. And all these formats are given in this manual of office procedure, which copy of which will be provided to you. And there is another is a press communique or press note. So press communique and press note are, press note is what you want, that you have done something, the great things, and you want to publicize it through press. So you make a note and you give it to the press, and in the press they have the right to edit it up to their liking, and up to their space availability and everything. But if that it is a press note, they have the right. But if it is a press communique, means you want Toto, this is to be published in the press, that is a press communique. For that, press may charge. So this is again the next. Next is an endorsement. Endorsement is very important. Another important way of communication. Say you don't have to add anything. You have got an order from the ministry and you want to percolate it down to your sub offices. So you are just giving your file number and you write copy for information and necessary action. So this is called an endorsement with your file number and all. This is called endorsement. By this way also you can communicate. So the main matter remains same, and you are only endorsing this very circular, this very instruction to your sub officers or to your concerned stakeholders. So you have to you are putting your number with a signature, and we write copy for information and necessary action. So this is called endorsement. Next is circular. Circular is for general information. It may not have bearing on that, your personal service book में entry नहीं होता है, वो नहीं होता है, but it is a general information. Somebody has taken over some office and all. This is for information to all. These are all called circulars. So the formats are available again in the CSMOP. Next. So 12th form is advertisement. Yes, advertisement for government office. There are many advertisements issued. Recruitment advertisement, procurement advertisement. Procurement is nowadays given in the central procurement portal, but still you have to make a tender document. You have to make those things. Those are all called advertisements. And your recruitment advertisement is also there. What is your essential qualification requirement? How do you do it and all? So with this, and the final one is the email. Next is the email. So the email, you don't have to use any format. Email is, even I write PFA, please find attached, is also an email, and giving an attachment. So this is also for necessary action, PFA for necessary action. So this is again a communication. So these 13 types of communications are used in government offices, and you may have to draft these communications for your office. So with this, in fact, I end up here on drafting, and I already told about the nuisances. What are the details things you have to write in the notes as for processing a case to arrive at a decision in the office. And so with the final slide, I just want to remind you what are the important points for drafting. And you have to be very clear and concise, result in desired response, be divided into paragraphs, have coherent flow of ideas. Yes, coherent flow means the first what I am saying, in the second we cannot contradict. Okay, coherent. Then be logically sequenced. Correspondence be initialed by approving officer. So draft should be signed by the approving officer before it is finally printed for signature. So with this, basically, I end up. Next slide. Next slide. So just a checklist that you have to have file number. Any communication, any draft, anything you do, you have to give the file number from which it is originated. You have to give the name, address, phone number, fax number of the sender organization, name, designation of address and postal address. Yes, please. So the salutation wherever necessary, the subject of communication should be there, number and date of the last communication, last reference is very important, then subscription wherever applicable, then mode of transmission, how it will be dispatched, whether it is through email or registered mail or speed post or whatever way you want to communicate. Yeah. Then mode of transmission ho gaya. Then urgency grading, yes, whether it is most immediate or normal. This is what. Then the endorsement, if it is required, if you want to send the copy of this communication to others, that you have to send it through endorsements, and name and designation of the sender. Nowadays also the phone number is also given. So with this, next slide, I think this is all from my side, and I'm thankful to Dr. Dash, thankful to all participants, and uh, if I am, if at all required, I can be contacted again by any of the participants, any of the person who wants